the hell?
There's something about the movies that came out in 1999. It was like Hollywood hit a strange moment of clarity, like the industry accidentally tapped into something deeper. You had The Sixth Sense, where a kid sees what no one else can. Fight Club, where a man breaks down everything he thought made him a man. It begins a revolution against the system that had turned them from men to marketing props. Eyes Wide Shut, which exposed hidden masks, secret societies, and the danger of curiosity. The Green Mile, which gave us pain, miracles, and the cost of compassion. Even Star Wars The Phantom Menace gave us Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, who was created to balance out the dark forces that had attempted to take over the universe. And in the middle of that, there was The Matrix. And The Matrix wasn't just a movie, it was a test for everyone involved with viewing it. The Matrix really stood out for me personally with the storyline. Presumed as a science fiction movie, The Matrix touches on some real philosophy and religious themes. Awakening within a world where the veil has been pulled so deeply over the characters' lives that they have no idea that they are being used as just as energy in the cog in the machine. So that is why today we will be diving deep into the philosophy of The Matrix, choosing the red pill and diving deep down the rabbit hole to uncover the hidden truth that is behind one of the most successful movies created in the brink of the 21st century. Neo knows something isn't right with the world. He can't explain it, but he feels it. We find Neo slumped over his computer, ironically, asleep. He receives a message on his computer telling him to wake up. The text on the screen will tell him to follow the White Rabbit, where Neo's journey begins. Neo hears a knock on his door, and a few of what I would just call hackers are at his door. They're looking to purchase something, which appears to be a disc, and we get the first religious quote from this meeting. "Thanks, man. You are my personal Jesus Christ." They ask Thomas to take a load off and to join them to go to a club. He's reluctant at first until a woman turns and he sees the White Rabbit. He follows the guidance and he goes. And this is where we meet Trinity. She tells him that he's been searching for the same thing she was once searching for. Neo has been searching for Morpheus, but what he's really searching for is the truth. And that's when the question starts repeating louder than ever. What is the Matrix? Like all of us, Thomas works a normal job. While just working another same old day at the office, he receives an unexpected package. Inside the package is a phone, which rings as soon as he looks at it. He picks it up, and who is it on the other line? Morpheus. He is told by Morpheus that he is in danger, and he must escape now. When faced with almost being caught by the agents, who have now discovered who he is, he makes a break for it. Morpheus guides him through the office. Cubicle by cubicle, he avoids the system from catching him. He makes his way to this room where his only choice is to walk across the building outside, where plummeting to his death is a very real possibility. And the only way out of there is either the scaffold that would take him to the roof, or further custody. When facing a life or death situation, he hesitates and actually is caught from his lack of belief in himself to escape with a chance of facing death. He is caught and interrogated for a double life that he has been living. One life is just as a normal average man, computer programmer named Thomas Anderson working for a prestigious company who pays his taxes and is just another good law-abiding citizen. And in the other life, he is a hacker known by the alias Neo, who's been trying to search for the truth behind the Matrix. This is the perfect scene where we get an understanding of who Neo is. Later, he gets a call to finally meet this man named Morpheus and understand the truth. And finally, they are brought together, the scene everyone remembers. Morpheus lies it out as simply as possible. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. All I am offering you is the truth, nothing more. It's easy to focus on Neo here, but what most people don't realize is this is actually a moment for the viewer just as much as it is for him. Watching this scene, you're asked, would you like to know the truth? Even if it shattered your entire reality, even if you couldn't go back. The blue pill is safe, familiar, comfortable, and that's where a lot of people stay, not because they're bad, but because waking up is terrifying. The red pill, that's uncertainty. That's letting go of everything you've ever known and stepping into the unknown. It doesn't promise answers, it doesn't promise happiness, it promises the truth, and that is it. And that's what makes this scene so powerful. It's not about right or wrong, it's about readiness. And he can't unknow what he truly feels, that this world, this matrix, is not the whole story, and that there is something wrong with it, something false. So, he chooses truth, and that is when everything changes. The moment Neo takes the red pill, he has accepted the spiritual journey. This is where the cost of truth becomes real. The mirror starts to move, it spreads across his skin, his reality literally breaks apart, and then everything goes black. Neo wakes up in a pod, tubes running through his body, his muscles are atrophied, his eyes forced open for the first time. He doesn't wake into freedom, he wakes into a state of shock. He's able to see miles and miles of pods in just pure darkness. He's then awakened by one of the machines. Understanding he's no longer feeding the system, he's discarded and he's rescued by the Nebuchadnezzar. Why do my eyes hurt? And Morpheus responds, you've never used them before. Awakening isn't comfortable. It's not cinematic. It's not empowering at first. It's actually disorienting. After Neo wakes up in the real world, he's confused, disoriented, and overwhelmed. But before he can become anything, he has to understand where he's been actually living. And that is when Morpheus introduces him to the construct, a controlled digital environment used to teach and reveal. This isn't real, by which Morpheus responds, what is real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, and what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. We treat reality as solid, as fixed, but it's all filtered through perception, through belief. Then Neo is shown the desert of the real. He is shown the truth. The real world is scorched, destroyed by humanity versus AI. He is shown the truth of how humans are used as energy cells by the machines, where humans no longer grow up, but they are grown for their life force. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control and in order to change a human being into a battery. Neo can barely process it. He falls over in disbelief and literally passes out from the truth. And then he asks the question that anyone would ask, I can't go back, can I? No, Morpheus tells him. But if you could, would you? Truth doesn't feel like freedom at first. It feels like a loss in certainty, a loss in identity, a loss in a life you thought was real. And that's the part no one warns you about. Awakening hurts. Morpheus explains that there was a man who was born the system who could bend reality as he saw fit. He was the first one to awaken the first people of Zion, and it was foretold by the oracle of his return after death, and that Morpheus would be the one who would find him. Neo downloads Kung Fu in a matter of minutes, and he uses this skill against Morpheus in a simulated dojo. Neo holds back when fighting from his doubts in his programming. Morpheus tries to bring his true potential out. He tries to get Neo to believe in himself, believe he is the one, because you don't become the one by guessing it, he must know it. Every moment is a challenge in Neo's old worldview. Morpheus is trying to get him to see the limits are all in his mind, and they always have been. Limits that we always put on our own minds. Then comes the jump, a building-to-building leap inside the simulation. Morpheus makes it look easy, almost effortless. He believes in himself, so when he jumps, he flies, and he lands perfectly. Neo, he hesitates, he doubts, and he falls. And that is important, because failure is part of the awakening process. He hits the ground hard because he's still holding on. He's still stuck between who he was and who he's becoming. And this is a reminder that even the path of truth, you will stumble, you'll hesitate, you'll fall, and that's okay. The real reason Neo can't jump, the real reason he hesitates in every training fight is because he's programmed to doubt himself. And for most of us, from the moment we're born, we're taught disbelief. You can't do that. That's not realistic. Stay in line, be careful, play it safe. We're not taught to fly, we're taught to fall safely. And that's what the Matrix is in a deeper sense. A system of limitation disguised as safety. A world where people stay inside the lines because they were never told that they could leave them. Morpheus is trying to reprogram Neo, not with code, but with belief. And that is the real war. You're not the one. You're not ready. You can't. The war of disbelief that must be reprogrammed. Not everyone who wakes up wants to stay awake, and that's exactly what Cypher represents. He's the person who saw the truth, but couldn't handle the weight of it. He was unplugged, he lived in Zion, he fought with the crew, but inside he regretted it. He wanted the illusion back, he missed the comfort, the familiar rhythm of a normal life. And so, he betrays him. He sells out Morpheus, he sells out Neo, all for a chance to go back into the Matrix and forget everything. He is the modern day Judas. The example of him is the exact reason why you cannot awaken everyone, because simply not everyone is able to handle the truth, nor do they want it. Many people in our modern day life, when offered the truth, they will not take it. They would prefer the known, the comfortability, even if it's a lie, and part of them knows it. As Morpheus puts it, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged, and they will actually fight against you if you try to expose the system that is a Matrix. Neo continues forward, still unsure. He's finally brought to the Oracle. He's looking for a sign, an external confirmation of who he is. And what better person to ask than the all-knowing Oracle? She has one look at him and tells him, "You got the gift, but you're looking for something." Notice how she never tells him he's not the one. She just tells him in a way that he doesn't believe in himself yet. He's still searching for an external validation of who he is. But no one can tell him he's the one. He has to know that he is. And thus, he isn't ready for the truth. Being the one isn't something you are told, it is something he must become. Even if she told him that he was the one, he wouldn't have believed in it. The Oracle wasn't there to predict his future, she was there to nudge him into becoming it. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it, through and through. Returning from the Oracle, the group is betrayed by Cypher, who leads the agents to Morpheus. To keep Neo alive, he sacrifices himself to distract the agents for Neo to escape, and this leads to a decision the Oracle told him he would have to face. He would be given a choice. One of them was going to die, and Neo is not going to allow Morpheus to pass. He devises a plan to rescue him, and this is when we get one of my most favorite quotes from the movie. "No one has ever done anything like this," Trinity says, "and that's why it's going to work," Neo responds. It's such a simple quote, but it really does show what Neo is. A man who is willing to bend reality, willing to do what others wouldn't even think of doing. Neo decides to go back in to fight, because in this moment, he can't let someone else die for him. He saves Morpheus and Trinity at the same time. He sends a helicopter into a building, which actually breaks the code and literally glitches the entire Matrix. And that is how he knows he is the one. Only the one could bend the reality of the Matrix. They had to escape the Matrix once rescuing Morpheus, and this is where Neo takes his final stand against Agent Smith. This is the true battle of the one and his shadow. But unfortunately, things will not go as planned for Neo, because in this moment, Smith is just too powerful. And this is where he dies. He gets shot 14 times. And this is the end of our hero, Neo. And there's actually something significant about the number 14. It matters because in ancient mysticism and esoteric tradition, 14 is the number of initiation. It's the number of death and transformation, a complete severing from the old self to allow something entirely new to be reborn. Then Trinity calls him back with love. She knows Neo can't be dead because she was told by the Oracle that she would fall in love with the One. And thus, Neo is awakened, more powerful than before. He's able to stop bullets in air, destroy agents with such ease, and bend the reality of the Matrix around him, and to finally destroy the one program who did everything to destroy Neo, Agent Smith. The Matrix is a system used to keep people asleep, distracted, and unaware of the true potential. It's the job that you hate but you keep going to, the routine you don't question, and a quiet belief that there's more to life than just this. People don't chase purpose, they chase promotions. And not because they're shallow, but because the system taught them to. There's a lot of people that probably won't agree with this video, but that just shows what the movie was trying to tell us, that people will actually defend the Matrix. If you are questioning if there's more to life, then I will tell you that there is. There's a whole nother world out there than you were being led to believe. The red pill wasn't about rebellion. It was about seeking an uncomfortable truth. You choose the blue pill, and you live a normal life, believing whatever you want to believe. Give in to the religious structures to tell you what to believe in, and what you must do to be saved. You work your entire life without seeking any deeper value or any kind of truths, and you take things at face value. Or, you could take the red pill, and begin to see what's been pulled over your eyes. The truth isn't comfortable, change isn't fantasy, and awakening can be intensely brutal. But in the end, you will understand reality. And just like how they're able to simulate programs in the construct, you can begin to create your own reality with what you want to do and who you want to truly be. There is a whole nother world out there than you have been led to believe. If you know anything about the story of Jesus, you've been paying attention. And there's actually quite a bit of references between Neo being the savior in the form of Jesus in this movie, to being called a personal Jesus, to literally scaring the bejesus out of Cypher. Then we have the 14 shots that lead to the death of Neo. And in Christian tradition, there's actually 14 stations of the cross, a sacred journey that traces Jesus Christ's path to the crucifixion, from being condemned to death to being laid in the tomb. Each station represents a step in the physical, emotional, and the spiritual suffering path of complete surrender before resurrection. And from the love of Trinity, he's actually resurrected. And when he comes back to life, he's stronger than ever before. Trinity representing the divine feminine, Neo, the divine masculine. And a death of who he was as Thomas Anderson, and a resurrection of who he truly is, Neo, the One. What I love about The Matrix is how it actually can be viewed in two different ways. In one, it's a science fiction movie about an unrelated metropolis dominated by AI and mankind used as energy against their will, where the One must free them. Or, it's an accurate representation of our own world, a matrix pulled over our eyes to conceal us from the truth, to keep us oblivious to our true potential and the creators that we are. You are more than what you've been told to believe. You're not your job, you're not your car, and you're not your bank account. You are a powerful creator of your reality, and the sooner you can understand that truth, the sooner you can build a new reality. If you haven't seen The Matrix yet, or you haven't seen it through this perspective, I highly advise you to do so. Try watching The Matrix with a spiritual lens. You never know, it could change your life. Hey guys, so I wanted to just come here and thank you guys for watching my video. This is my first YouTube video, so I'm really excited to get this out there. So I want to actually just show you guys my two other brands if you have any kind of interest in supporting me and buying any of my merchandise or my other types of creations. One of them is Philosophia, which is my clothing apparel line brand that is focused mostly around awakening, philosophical thought, and any kind of designs I really would just want to slap onto some garments and have people rep, honestly, just to support me and support the idea. And then we also have the Codex Vault, which is a culmination of scrolls, guided meditations, art pieces I create, wallpapers, etc., etc. And at the bottom of it, you can also get a link to the Flame Codex, which is my personal blog with all my writings that encompass everything I do here. If you guys have any interest in any of those products, they are available for you to purchase at any point online my websites. I will link them actually in the description below as well. And thank you for watching my first video. It's greatly appreciated. There will be more to come. Peace.